So, what is blood magic? Well, blood magic is when you encircle blood with some kind of magic, meaning that you use your higher divine fate to cross your blood, to protect, attack, or encircle your body or magic. So, that is blood magic. You can use it in a sacrificial, a sacramental, or death-like way. But what is fate magic? Well, fate magic is certainly different. Meaning, fate magic is something that you need to encompass. So, a lot of times people talk about fate like it's destiny. It's not. A lot of time people talk about fate that it's woven by something of higher power. It is not. It's your own cards dealt to you by your own doing. But before you exist. Meaning your fate is not changed by what is in the existence around you. That changes your perspective on it, but not what is the fate. That is dealt by your experience and how you are. Now, how can I prove this to you? Well, if fate is sealed destiny, then what would a fate be? Well, a fate would be, for example, I turned my dream, my first dream, into being on a shrouded hill of mountainy snow. And mine cycled rivers, cycled sea in something. And there fate starts. Fate has now the card of fate. And from that moment on, fate's now intertwined with the loved one you have. Now, fate can be certainly something else as well. But how can you prove that fate is not influenced by the surroundings, but only by your own decisions to your surroundings? Well, it's obvious if this is what fate is, right? Then you only act on your own dream towards your surroundings, and that means the pathway of life is changed by some other people, but also by your willful interaction with someone. Now, would there be a proof? Yes. If fate would be sealed destiny, then the magic from it is of no soul. Meaning, your soul and art of soul and how your soul interacts and is then what is derived from how your spirit interacts with the fate and fated essence of your destiny sealed by the fate. Meaning fate is sealing your destiny as well as sealed destiny. It's kind of not a circular reasoning, and it works like this. And that means every step you take on fate is of such idea that it conjures you into a new experience. Meaning once you step the fate and the fated step towards what is the seal of your destiny and your fate for that, then you understand your step is walking towards the other side, meaning taking you back, or maybe to it, or keeping you in the Midgard. And for that, every step you take towards dreams is only influenced by people around you to such a degree that it is positive for you, unless they harm it. They just then hurt your fate. Someone harmed you, they punched you or something like it, and you didn't attack before, that person harmed your fate. Meaning if someone attacked you for no reason, for no defensive reason, meaning a reason like wanting something from you, that is then an attacked fate. How would this be proven? Well, if fate is the seal towards the other side, and once you're dead and arrived at the point of fate where you're disobserved of it and wanted it to be this way, then fate would become apparent to you and you could use it and utilize it to embody your soul. Well, if that's true, every step towards your own fate that is of your own card would make it more be true, and every step from it would make you go away from the other side. Meaning an absolute is of some sentence. And every absolute sentence is then of what is to break away the path from the seal of fate. Why would this be true? Well, we're talking about an abstract spiritual concept here, right? Even a soul idea, a religious spiritual concept if you want it to be. So let's assume the other side is where the sealed fate goes. Let's assume every step towards it in your life will make it more or less come true, that you arrive with your fate totally being of your own desire, doing and then not draw, after you arrive at the other side, if death or not. Then the other side is splitting your fate to where it can be and where it is not. And for that, every step in idealizing what is to become of the other side will vary the step towards it by intermediate idea to more variations of where the step can go, meaning how the other side changes. And that's the result of your fate. Meaning once the result of your fate changed, you have absorbed it by your interaction with the variety that you choose after a certain moment. Basically, so no one is absorbing or reverting or idealizing your fate just by their existence. Also, if someone interacts with you in a negative way, he just gave you less possibilities. You still have the same way to choose. Thus, if someone interacted with you on that idea, the harmful way, fate is not a history. Thus, every time someone takes away the variety of steps that you can indulge to make your fate be more sealed, and thus breaks it to the degree where it is of grave by watered and not fire. The other side is becoming less of the dream by your interaction to that variety of steps. So it's harmful if someone harmed you, and you can actually make him responsible by fate. If you cannot, it was your own choice to interact with a person in such idealized way to get you either less steps or more steps, but it is not of matter because fate doesn't care for that. So what would fate be? It's the fated essence, the broken seal to seal the destiny by singing. And thus, if your song is sung on the melody and once sealed, cannot be sung anew. But once you understood that the variety of steps makes your fate go to a certain new syntax, or therefore a new interval, the melody that the fate plays then is of less value, and therefore less symphony to the Midgard, the other side. Thus, fate then would play less of a card, and would be less of what you decided it to be. But once you sealed it, you're unharmed by anything that tries to harm it. Once it is fated and fated,